First and foremost, we would like to praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us the strength to finish this assignment successfully. Alhamdulillah, this assignment success and final outcome which require a lot of guidance and assistance from a lot of people as well as a lot of research. We were extremely fortunate to have received this throughout the course of our assignment. We will also want to thank to Madam Nur Ashikin binti Zainuddin Tan because giving us a great opportunity to discuss this assignment as well as giving chance for us to know much knowledge about the product contract and a lot of background of our chosen bank. Pleasure to get the best lecturer that teach us a lot that is much related to this assignment. Also, a big thanks to our group members Nur Ifa, Fira Nohanani, Fatin Munirah, Siti Nadia, and also Muhammad Fikri who never give up on this assignment and work hard to complete on creating this product. In addition, it's a wonderful feeling to work with such wonderful people to create an amazing product with all the resource and responsibility. Last but not least, we would like to express our gratitude and support by many people for managing and completing this course assignment, banking operation and practices.
Next, we go to introduction. For our research, we chose a deposit product that Cimb Bank and Cimb Islamic Bank offer to their customer. Deposit is a financial term that means money held at a bank. Deposit is a transaction involving a transfer of money to another party for safekeeping. However, a deposit can refer to a portion of money used as security or collateral for the delivery of a good. Through the deposit function, bank provide a safe place for customer to keep money and economical way to pay for customer transaction. Deposit account service are easily accessible to customer through bank, branch, ATM and the internet. The aim of this assignment is to provide better understanding of the difference between conventional and Islamic banking deposit, which is conventional bank earn their money by charging interest and fees for service, whereas Islamic bank earn their money by profit and loss, sharing, trading, leasing, charging fees for service render and using other Sharia contract of exchange. We discuss the background of the bank that we use for deposit saving, the organizational structure, background of chosen product and others. The purpose of this assignment is to have a great understanding and get more knowledge about the source of fund with both banks.
Cimb Group, found in Malaysia 1974 and headquartered in the Malaysian capital, operate as well-established consumer bank, a premier-regional investment bank, and an Islamic bank with 60,699 employees as of June 2019. IMB Bank is the group bank with 234 branches across Malaysia. Cimb Bank is the country's second largest company in terms of asset with over 8 million customers nationwide and provide the full range of banking services. Cimb Bank has subsidiaries in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam and other branches in Singapore, the Philippines, London, Hong Kong, Shanghai and Laos, as well representative office in Yangon and Mumbai. The group corporate and investment banking arm in Cimb Investment Bank. This is part of the group wholesale banking division, which has a presence in 16 countries throughout Asia Pacific and offer a wide range of services to corporate client, government and financial institutions. CGS Cimb Securities, a new partnership with China Galaxy International in the group, is stockbroking arm offering institutional and retail equity broking service as well as equity research.
Now we continue to the organizational structure of Cimb Bank. First, the chairperson of Cimb is Datuk Muhammad Nasir Ahmad. Next is Datuk Abdul Rahman Ahmad as the Group Chief Executive Officer and followed to the Teo Suyin as Senior Independent Director. Furthermore, Robert Neil Campbell as the Independent Director. Next is Datuk Muhammad Ros Muhammadin also as the Independent Director. Next is Datuk Lee Kok Kwan as the non-independent director, and follow Afzal Abdul Rahim as the independent director, and also Didi Shafruddin Yahya as well as the independent director. Then Shulamit Hu as the independent director and Serena Tan Meshwen as the non-independent director. Last but not least, the position of Group Company Secretary held by Datin Rosalia Muhammad Nasir. Next, we move to the CIMB Islamic Bank Berhad Leadership. First is Datuk Muhammad Rus Muhammadin as the chairman of CIMB Islamic Bank Berhad. Next is Ahmad Syahriman Muhammad Sharif as the executive director, then Ahmad Bakar Ahmad as the independent director, followed to the Ho Yutmi as also the independent director, and Jalalullah Oman as the independent director.
Saving account, like the proposed name, are primarily open for the aim-keeping fund. Saving account typically offer account holder a bigger percentage of the fund held. Saving account have a limit on the quantity of withdrawal which will be made during a month, and tiny payments are made for any fund withdrawn from there. However, there's no limit to the number of deposit that may be made. Saving account only allow account holder to withdraw funds saving account and may have minimum balance requirement betting on the bank, the number of interest paid, and also kind of bank. CIMB senior saving account are made for those aged 55 and above. The senior saving account is also an offline saving account, so you can access it online. There is no ATM card or debit card either. However, you will get a passbook. The account holder is solely responsible for the safekeeping of his or her passbook, and if another person obtain his or her passbook and fraudulently withdraw money from his or her saving account, the account holder, not the bank, will be liable for all those loser inquiry.
Next is product features. The similarity of both products is that they require a minimum amount of 20 ringgit to open an account, and also the remaining balance that should be in the account. Okay, for the senior saving account, it has no annual fees, which the depositor can enjoy 16 over-the-counter visit per month for free. And the account holder can be single name or joint, and it is passbook based, which is the banking with just a passbook without a debit card or internet banking facilities. And since this is a conventional bank, so it has interest rate. Interest rate is fixed at a predetermined rate but can be subject to revision. It is eligible for people who age 50 years and above. Next is the senior saving account I. Since this is Islamic bank, so it is a Sharia compliant saving account. It uses the principle of tawarruk vis-a-vis commodity murabaha, and it is passbook based. A passbook will be issued with or without the debit card, and it has internet banking, which is known as a convenient and secure way of performing online account inquiries, banking transaction, fund transfer, bill payments, reload or top up prepaid mobiles, and more. For example, the CIMB Clicks. And it has no interest rate, but upon the discretion of the bank, the depositor may be offered hibah, a gift, which is neither conditional nor promised upfront, and it is eligible for individuals aged 55 years or above. Next is the application of the product. For the senior saving account, first, an application to open a saving account must be made using the bank's standard forms or other permitted channels. Number two, the bank may refuse to accept an application for the opening of a saving account. Number three, the applicant must comply with all the bank requirements to open the savings account. Number four, the bank may decide on the minimum sum that needs to be deposited in order to open the saving account and the minimum deposit that needs to be maintained in the saving account. The minimum sum required to be deposited to open and maintain a basic saving account and senior basic saving account is 20 ringgit. The bank may, however, change this at any time. Number 5, depending on the type of saving account opened, the bank may choose to issue or not issue a passbook to the account holder. And number 6, all forms, documents, or receipts signed by the account holder and any electronic data or image of any form, document, instruction, or other electronic document confirmed, validated, or affected by the account holder in relation to any transaction or matter under the saving account and the bank book or record evidencing the above transactions are deemed as final, accurate, conclusive, and binding on the account holder unless there was manifest error on the bank's part. Next is for the senior saving account I. First, an application to open a saving account I must be made using the bank standard form and only Ringgit Malaysia RM can be deposited in the saving account I. The applicant must comply with all the bank requirements to open the saving account I. Number 3, the specimen signature of the authorized signatory to the saving account I must also be provided to the bank. Number 4, the bank may refuse to accept an application for the opening of a saving account I. Number 5, the bank may decide on the minimum sum that needs to be deposited in order to open the saving account I and the minimum deposit required in order to maintain it, which depends on the type of saving account I being opened. For now, the minimum sum required to be deposited to open and maintain a basic saving account I senior or basic saving account I is 20 ringgit. The bank may, however, change this at any time. And number 6, savings account I can only be operated through a passbook or statement depending on the type of the saving account I. For EcoSafe saving account I, the operation of the EcoSafe saving account I shall be made through online operations and interactions without passbook and paper statement. And lastly, all forms, documents, or receipts signed by the account holder and any electronic data or image of any form, document, instruction, or other electronic document confirmed, validated, or effected by the account holder in relation to any transaction or matter under the saving account I and the bank book and records evidencing the above transaction are deemed as final, accurate, conclusive, and binding on the account holder unless there was manifest error on the bank's part. Next is the standard for the ISO. CIMB Group Internal Audit Division GIAD became the first internal audit unit of a Malaysian banking institution to receive Cimb QAS International ISO 9001-2008 certification. The certification reflects GIAD's continued efforts in delivering consistent, efficient, and effective services to their stakeholders, including CIMB Group's regulators and management. To obtain ISO 9001-2008 certification, an organization must consistently demonstrate its ability to provide products and services to meet the needs of customers and regulators, as well as enhance customer satisfaction through effective application and continuous system improvement. Operational requirements. In the governance and oversight view, this policy document complements the corporate governance and guidelines on corporate governance for development financial institutions. While the broad governance and oversight principles can be applied, specific requirements are needed to manage distinct risks and the unique nature of the tawarruk. The Islamic financial institution IFI shall have sufficient understanding of its risk profile and availability of personnel with the appropriate knowledge and skill set. The board of directors shall establish a sound governance structure to facilitate an effective oversight function on the management and implementation of the tawarruk. The adequacy of the governance structure shall commensurate with the nature, scale, complexity, and risk profile of the tawarruk. The roles and responsibilities of the board in respect of the Tawarruk shall include setting the IFI's business strategy and risk appetite with regard to the application of the Tawarruk, approving and overseeing policies and procedures governing the Tawarruk, and risk management to ensure compliance with relevant legal and regulatory requirements, establishing appropriate system to implement the Tawarruk in compliance with the Sharia. Sharia Committee. The Sharia Committee shall perform the following to ensure that all activities associated with the tawarruk undertaken by the IFI are conducted in line with Sharia. It must endorse the application of Sharia requirement in the relevant policies and procedures governing the tawarruk, deliberate and endorse that the terms and conditions stipulated in the legal documentation and other documents such as information published on promotional materials, product manuals, or other publications are in compliance with Sharia. Tawarruk 15 of 32 issued on 28 December 2018. It assesses the work carried out by Sharia Review and Sharia Audit, identify issues and propose appropriate corrective measures, and the roles and responsibilities of the senior management with regards to the Tawarruk shall include developing and implementing business strategies, internal control and risk management requirements in line with the IFI's business objectives, undertaking regular reviews and monitoring of compliance with the approved policies, and ensuring timely disclosure of relevant information to the board and the SC. The Sharia standard tawarruk, each sale and purchase contract in a tawarruk shall satisfy all the necessary conditions of a valid sale and purchase contract under Sharia. All sale and purchase contracts in the tawarruk shall be executed by entering into a separate and independent sale and purchase contract. Execution of each sale and purchase contract in the tawarruk must be respectively evidenced by appropriate documentation or record. The purchaser in each sale and purchase contract in the tawarruk shall have the right to take delivery of the asset. Tawarruk 9 of 32 issued on 28 December 2018. The sale and purchase contract in the tawarruk shall not contain any terms and conditions that restrict the purchaser from taking delivery of the asset or create an obligation for the purchaser to sell the underlying asset. And lastly, payment of any amount of the deferred selling price, including profit, shall not be made to the seller before entering into the sale and purchase contract.
Next, we continue to the modus operandi. Diagram below show the modus operandi of tawarruk contract. First, Islamic financial institution need to purchase commodity on cash from the trader A. Second, the trader A need to transfer the commodity ownership to the Islamic financial institution. Next, the counterparty have to sell commodity on deferred price, which is the formula cost plus profit. Then follow to the Islamic financial institution have to transfer the commodity ownership. In other way, the trader B need to sell the commodity by cash, and then the counterparty will transfer the ownership to the trader B.
Next slide is about statement of saving accounts and statement of saving account I. Statement of saving accounts. For the saving account without passbook, an account statement with the list of account operation will be posted online via Cimb Click. The statement will also be emailed monthly to the saving account holder with at least one transaction per month. If the account holder has not chosen to receive his statement by email, a paper copy of the statement will be sent to him quarterly. Requests for additional copy of hard copies are subject to applicable fees. Requesting bank statement for more than 1 year will cost more. Next is statement of saving account I. For saving account I without passbook other than EcoSafe Saving, the account statement with the list of transactions carried out during the period is made available online via Cimb Clicks and sent by post to the account holder quarterly. The monthly statement is also accessible online through Cimb Clicks for saving account I with more than 2 transactions per month. The account holder's request for additional In hard copy, statement is subject to upfront charge and applicable service charge for each additional page in connection with reproduction of statement up to 1 year, and the applicable upfront charge and cost of the services for each additional page related to the reproduction of declaration for the period exceeding 1 year. No passbook or physical statement will be made available for EcoSafe Saving Account I. Statement of EcoSafe Saving Account I is accessible online for the CIMB click amount holder. The physical statement will only be issued at the request of the amount of the account holder and request in a branch, according to which a minimum commission or any other amount determined by the bank will be deducted from the copy of said statement delivered to the account holder. Next, continue with business continuity management. The CIMB Group is committed to protecting the interests of all its stakeholders by ensuring an adequate level of business resilience throughout the CIMB Group. The Board of Directors and Management are responsible for ensuring the enterprise-wide implementation of sound BCM practice within the framework of good corporate governance and prudent risk management. So the objective of business continuity is to make sure the safety of employees and to promote organizational resilience by ensuring the critical business processes can continue or be recovered in a timely manner following an interruption, thus ensuring, as you can see, the first one is operations are not adversely affected, thus maintaining the management standard and meeting legal and regulatory requirements. Second one is profit and shareholder values are maintained and do not suffer a significant decline. The third one is reputation and image to stakeholder, and therefore the public are not negatively affected following a business disruption. The last one is compliance with the regulatory guidelines and legislations of BCM, for example BNM or Bursa Securities. Therefore, they have implemented a great BCM program to ensure the critical business function can be restored in a timely manner. In the event of an outage, the BCM program is aligned with the organization's vision and business strategy. Take place by standardizing the CIMB Group BCM program to the target readiness level, which is decided by the CIMB Group Crisis Management Committee. The CIMB Group features a BCM department whose main role is to certify effective coordination and supervision of all BCM activities by introducing an integrated and standardized BCM.
So next we go to recommendation. After all of the research about conventional and Islamic banking saving product, I would recommend Islamic banking is more better than conventional. It is because Islamic saving accounts are based on Sharia law practice. Islamic prohibits earning money on interest, which is used under conventional saving account. The explanation Islamic saving account don't use interest rates and apply portion instead is thanks to how Sharia law prohibits usually within the kind of interest rate. This is often why profit rates are used instead. In fact, Sharia law prohibits quite a few things that conventional banking have not any qualism applying in their system, which is riba, gharar and maisir, and non-halal investing. Under the standard, the bank can take your deposit and lend it to others within the variety of a private loan or housing loan. With the interest earned on loan given out by the bank, it can then pay you a little interest for using available funds deposit. However, since that considered riba, an Islamic bank account cannot function this way. So instead, an Islamic bank account works by forming an account. You provide the money and therefore the bank does business with it. Next, all transactions under the Islamic bank account are required to be halal in nature. Islamic debit card will not be accepted in establishments that serve alcohol and serve pork as they are deemed non-halal. Technically, even if you were purchasing meat like chicken or beef that is not halal certified, should not be transacted with an Islamic debit card or online bank account. But in conventional saving account, they will allow you to transact your debit card in any shop or business that accept credit card. From that, we can see that Islamic saving is the more secure and better to use because it also keeps the limit of each of our purchases. Cimb EcoSafe Saving Account Islamic, also an Islamic saving account which is emphasized in the environment. It promotes the key features of doing everything online, including e-statement via email to reduce paper wastage.
Cimb Bank has two types of bank, Islamic bank and conventional bank. Both banks have saving offer with conventional bank providing 8 products and Islamic bank providing 9 products. As a result, we choose senior saving account product for both. A senior saving account is for people over the age of 55. The conventional deposit is a saving deposit while the Islamic deposit is a tawarruk based on Sharia contract set by the bank. The demand to use halal product and services in the life of Muslim is very clear in Islam. It's not only cover the aspect of food, clothing and daily necessity, but also the financial aspect are no exception. This can be understood from the word of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which means, "Oh, you who believe, do not use your wealth among yourself in a false way, except with the way of business done in a like way between you, and do not kill one another. Indeed, Allah is ever merciful to you." An-Nisa. According to Hamka 1987, the wrong path means the wrong path. The prohibition of consuming property in a false or wrong way covers any method that is contrary to the teaching of Islam. Therefore, financial transactions that contain an element of riba are also included in the prohibition referred to by this verse.